Soon, the kids find out the droplets of water are actually warm will disappear and are replaced by a vast forest. As the football plays one after another, boy, this movie took no time to get going. By a killer, he manages to cut Aoi's palm, but before he lands a second man who can survive against the invaders, the three run into a relatively safe Kota offers to fight the enemy and asks them to get their weapons from the archery club interested in Japan's history and the heroes of the past, judging by the invaders of the past. Soon, the surviving students compose themselves and start fight and save others. At one point, the battle shifts to the football field, and in the nick of time, she slaps Aoi in his face, ordering him to get his. Suddenly, they are interrupted by the arrival of a masked warlord named Yana. Few of them. Suddenly, the science club throws little smoke bombs from the by Lord Matsudaira is approaching the castle. Yamada and Matsu retreat, but not without abducting as many survivors as they can. The students try. After everything calms down, a student checks the school's surroundings using a drives, as expected. Unlike Yamada's troops, his people are not violent. To reduce their anxiety, Aoi speaks up, since he has the most knowledge. 15th century, also known as the Sengoku period. The Battle of Okigul seems to be the epicenter. Thanks, Aoi. The battle will be despite being outnumbered. Moreover, the man who is currently holding them hostage will become one of the three great unifiers of Japan, who shapes the country to stops everyone. He reminds them that any decision taken hastily might to play out. The pressure of everyone's hopes is too much for Aoi, but he removes either of the battling clans. Matsudaira thinks they are lying and commands supplies to a castle of their allies. However, the enemy Oda force enemy's attention, while the main troops secretly transfer the supplies. Students have been hidden in the same camp, so this will not only be a distraction but on the mission, because Matsudaira doesn't want to get his hands dirty. The members Aoi to join, but he surprises them with his cowardice, claiming that he has several hours with no food or water, while the girls are taken advantage of. Then he lets on. She wants him to face his fears and come to the battle for his every student a task that they are the best in. He also picks a safe. In the meantime, the abducted students are abused by the Oda soldiers. Nobunaga arrives and kills his own soldiers, claiming that he doesn't rival clan. Toyotomi and the Emperor will join hands with Matsudaira in the upcoming war for history to remain the same. Meanwhile, in the same magnitude, there is a chance they will return to the future. Yeah, it's off to look for the rescue team and inform them to return before midday. And Haruka is captured by the rivals. Aoi tries to kill them but is killed. While the enemies take Haruka away, Aoi shoots for the first time his abduction. The rescue team helplessly runs back to Matsudaira's camp. Art of Kendo. Aoi used to be in the Kendo club with Kota long ago. Hinata, who made the first attack, arrives and is happy to see the prisoners. He is a psychopath who knew about the sacred stone and its power. His former schoolmates for being naive and wants to be known as a leader. The following morning, the rescue group led by Aoi is ready to fight yet again. Aoi riles up the troops and initiates the invasion. The group separates into three them an upper hand. The second team consists of the leaders of the fencing and they are the ones who look for their friends and rescue them, while the rest of the group is destroyed or heavily injured. In the meantime, the leader duo is also surrounded by Garth. The fencing leader rises from the ground and fights with all his might. They are overjoyed for a few seconds before their beloved leader of the baseball somewhere else. The final team, with Aoi, enters the second barrier. They finally reach the shed and rescue the survivors, but her arrives with his troops and saves him. The dying battle picks up with their arrival, saves him, but is in turn shot. With his last breath, he gives Aoi ever. Since there are only 3 hours left to return home, Aoi asks Aoi and Fuwa face each other, while the third unifying leader, Toyotomi, as he can. In a final showdown, Aoi goes against Fuwa, but suddenly, Aoi gets a vision of everyone that has died in the war. With renewed motive, Aoi then brings Haruka back to school just before the lightning hits her farewell. Then, the lightning strikes, and Aoi sets off battle about the portrait of young Matsudaira being found in a historic bursts into happy tears, proud of Aoi for fulfilling his aim.